a presentation of the ERL ChampCar World Series on Sparkplug Motorsports.
Welcome to Germany, where Ryan Burton has stuck it on pole from Remy Lebeau and Daniel Bogdasarov. Then it's Charles Hernandez starting fourth from Gav Sanchez, points leader, and Hockenheim V. Ray Shen is seventh from Vita Alves and Francis Olsen, and rounding out the top 10, Guillermo Perez. Outside of it, we've got Nunez Garcia from Grace Hunter and Nicholas Palomino, whose teammate Jonathan Sims starts alongside him. Then it's James Barnett, Lam Fong, Oi Kui, and your boy in 18th. Matthew Hartz is 19th from Campo, and Versleo, and to round up the grid, Dominic Backslag. 3 races to go after this, and Ryan Burton has taken his first pole position. What can he do from pole? All 5 lights go on! And the ChampCar trophy from Germany is underway. Good start from Remy Lebeau off the line, going side by side with Bogdasarov going through turn 1 is probably not ideal for the Meyershank number 60 car, as Ryan Burton absolutely getting the ideal stop that he needs. Vita Alves with a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision immediately. And look at this from Remy, already pulling away from Bogdasarov, trying to get alongside with the man he manages in the Ace Championship, side by side going through turn 4, and it's to the lead for him. Meanwhile, further back we've got a caution. They get back under the green flags now. And I think Lam Fong might have been involved in that. Venislav got a 5-second time penalty, but Remy Lebeau now leads from Burton and Bogdasarov. Sanchez has dropped down to 7th as Francis Austin gets a 5-second time penalty, and we've got a caution again. Oh, that's Ocampo. Sebastian Ocampo with major front wing damage, your boy at the very back of the pack, and now overtaking Lam Fong, who's got some damage. And for Ocampo, terrible opening laps. I believe he might have been the one who caused the opening lap caution. And before that, but on lap 2 of 16, Remy Lebeau leads from Ryan Burton and Daniel Bogdasarov, the man second in the standings in both ChampCar and Formula E, has the opportunity in the coming races to take the points lead in both championships. But here comes Ryan Burton to take the lead in Germany. Brilliant move to try and deny Remy Lebeau of getting his 4th win on the season. Your boy with the fastest first section of anyone as Ray Shen gets a track limits warning. Here comes Vita Alves getting past Charles Hernandez. Meanwhile, Hernandez defending, and Hernandez getting a time penalty, 5-second time penalty for causing a collision for the 52 crew. And that's going to be served in their pit stop, of course. And Ocampo has re-emerged in this race at the very back of the pack, and no one else came with him. So he must have caused both yellow flag periods. Honestly, terrible to see. I think they only really could put him on to the hard tyres. Vita Alves setting the new fastest lap of 1 minute dead, 0.399. Nicholas Palomino's the only man to start this race on the hards, and honestly, he's actually been faring not too poorly. We've seen in races gone by the hard tyres being absolutely terrible, as here comes Bogdasarov being anything but terrible. He now takes the lead here in Germany. Remy Lebeau going for a very late lunge to take second, and he will. What a hustle of a move as Sanchez moves up into P5. Sims getting a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision off the track there for both Jimmy Barnett and Nicholas Palomino. On board we are with the number 93, getting alongside with the Meyershank car, but not able to get in front as Kui hustles his way alongside the Manfei driver. And that 93 car drops down to 16th. No pace in the hard tyres at this early stage of the race. Might have to wait until the track rubs in a little bit more for those hard tyres to actually be viable. And for Ocampo, that's just even more bad news. In fact, he's not really gaining to the back of Lam Fong. He's really just setting some mediocre sector times, and that is the definition of unfortunate. We go on board with Ryan Burton in the number 22 Apex GP car, not able to get past the 2 men in front of him as Remy Lebeau makes the lunge going through 4 to take the lead. Sanchez now up in P4, which will help him in his title battle, but his main title rival is now leading this race. The 97 of Daniel Bogdasarov now leads here in Germany. As we look at the points leader in Dav Sanchez, quite a ways in front of Hernandez. Almost hit the wall there. And you could say the same for Sims. Vanislav, 10-second time penalty, causing collisions as he's dueling with James Barnett and Matthew Hart. And Matthew Hart, very unique trajectory in the ERL. It's going to be great to see what he does later on in his career. We've got many drivers coming into the pits. Seems like lap 5 is when a lot of the early stops are being made, but we expect the optimal time to come into the pits being around lap 6. And lap 7 being where you don't want to come in. Here comes Remy LeBeau, side by side with Bogdasarov, and into the lead in Germany. And Burton is just watching this from P3. It's like he's got a bucket of popcorn alongside him, just watching an absolute masterclass in how to attack. And Bogdasarov almost getting sideswiped there. Jimmy Barnett getting a time penalty for causing a collision. Remy LeBeau back up into the race lead as Ray Shen getting a time penalty for causing a collision in 8th position. You do have to be very careful with your aging tyres here. And Remy LeBeau into the pits. Ryan Burton runs in 2nd position again as Sanchez also into the pits. This is interesting. The guys on the soft tyres trying to extend as long as possible compared to the guys on the mediums who are doing what I'd consider to be the optimal soft tyre stint. But I think Remy's going to be leading those in terms of who's coming into the pits and who hasn't, and he is just about in front of Hockenheim in the number 19 Chip Ganassi car. Just about. Vitor Alves getting another time penalty for causing a collision, this time with Guillermo Perez. A lot of weaving for Bogdasarov there, who leads this race, 24% tyre wear, so I do believe that 6 laps is probably the limit for the soft tyres. Any more and you might risk a puncture or slamming into a wall. As we're on board with Jimmy Barnett, he knows a thing or two about slamming into walls. And look at that for Perez, almost forced into a wall by Vitor Alves in that number 12 car. On board we go with Perez, trying to find a way around the outsiders. Bogdasarov and Burton both into the pits with Qui, Palomino and Jimmy Barnett. So Remy LeBeau now leads in Germany, and he's quite a ways in front of the men he was fighting with before. Bogdasarov and Burton re-emerge in this race in 4th and 6th, in fact. Sanchez has dropped down to 8th. He got a terrible run through pit road, didn't he? He's got 9 laps to go, and for the points leader heading into this race, he's likely to lose out on that points lead by just having a really mediocre and out-of-character race. There goes Ryan Burton to P4 then, and that is P4 on the road as well. Bogdasarov reclaims that 4th place position as Garcia almost loses his nose cone to Hockenheim. And Guillermo Perez now, so close to contact with Vitor Alves. He's on the back of Ryan Burton, of course. We've reached half race distance here at the ChampCar Trophy of Germany, held at the Hockenheim Ring in Baden-Württemberg. Perez side by side and now in front of the Penske man. Can he pull away from here? I think he should be able to. He's got a pretty good car underneath him. That's Garcia. Nubert Nunez Garcia to P2. And now leads a bit of a conga line, of which his teammates are part of. Dav Sanchez to P6. You can see his major title rival in front of him as well. James Barnett gets a time penalty for causing a collision. That's a slow-moving Lam Thong, and I think that's just down to old hard compound tyres more than anything else. Side by side for Sanchez and Perez. Meanwhile, Bogdasarov is finally pulling away from Nubert Nunez. And Garcia's teammate behind him in Ryan Burton, wanting to get past as quickly as possible, but they've both got attack mode. As you can see, those rear wings open up, almost a collision between the teammates as Sims comes into the pits for a second stop. Likely won't be his last stop. There goes the number 22 to P3. Now to try and chase off the lead. He can try and take P2, but the actual race lead seems to be firmly within Remy LeBeau's hands. Only a full course caution at the detriment of the Meyershank man could do too much to impact his race. Grace Hunter moves up into P8. Daf Sanchez in that 72 Hyperdrive racing car runs in 7th position. Came into this race leading the points. Will currently leave here in 2nd place, I believe, behind Bogdasarin with a major point swing as well. Six laps to go, and in comes Garcia and Lamthi. And I think from here, both of these drivers can make it to the end of the race as long as they don't strap on a set of softs. Your boy comes into the pits. And I think Austin and Verse Theo both in as well. Another set of softs for Verse Theo, so we'll likely have to make another pit stop. And that is Ryan Burton. Moving up into 2nd position, 1.5 seconds off the back of the race leader. Jonathan Sims continues his scruffy race so far with a time penalty for colliding with Nunez Garcia. And for Daf Sanchez, I think his main goal right now is to try and rebuild that confidence. Confidence that he's seemingly lost over the past few races. And Daniel Bogdasarin might have just stolen some of that confidence from him. He might be leaving Germany as the points leader, could the Frenchman. 5 laps to go for Remy LeBeau as Guillermo Perez, Daf Sanchez, Charles Hernandez, Vita Alves and Grace Hunter, as well as Matthew Hart, all coming into the pits. And it's softs for the hyperdrive man to go 5 laps in this race. Is that even possible? Could he do 5 on the same set of softs? I don't see it as possible. Not at all, really. Coming out of the pits behind Charles Hernandez. And your boy on the back of Lam Fong. Meanwhile, Ryan Burson definitely struggling with those mediums, and so is race leader Remy LeBeau in terms of the top 3. Burton definitely with the best conditioned medium tyres. Could do another lap, but I doubt he would want to. And I think Remy's coming into the pits. And Ryan stays out. He's hoping for a caution. And a caution, around here, very likely with low grip. But we just haven't seen those today, have we? Lam Fong's dueling with Vita Alves. Manages to just about stay in front. In fact, Lam Fong really struggling on those hard tyres behind Matthew Hart, and James Barnett's dropped down to 22nd position after coming out of the pits. Sanchez with the fastest sector in 11th position. Where is he in relation to his title rival? I think you can see him. There's a train that's formed behind Jonathan Sims. Hun Lam Phi gets past. Who else is going to get past this train of drivers? Here comes Guillermo Perez with the lunge and in front. Anyone else going for the lunge? Doesn't seem like it, and that's smart. That is a smart decision to not be too greedy here. Sanchez, he's watching his major title rival go off the track and get a track limits warning, dueling away with the entire field. Sanchez to P9. He sees Bogdasarin right in front of him, but he's also having to be wary of Charles Hernandez. He's got soft tyres that are up to temperature. He's got around the outside of Nunez Garcia. To get past Daniel Bogdasarin would be massive in terms of the championship picture. Ryan Burton is coming to the pit, so your race leader is Hun Lam Phi from Remy LeBeau and Daniel Bogdasarin. Here comes car number 60. There goes car number 60. Remy LeBeau back up into the race lead. But this This is the closest that Bogdasarov has been to Dav Sanchez all race long, and he is not under any sort of pressure in that car. It feels like there goes the 72. He's got all of the pressure in the world to hold on to that title lead, but he's got both Chip Ganassis right behind him as he's chasing after the AJ Foyt car in front of him. This is not an easy point of management at all, as Garcia gets a time penalty, weaves a lot, but manages to keep it out of the wall through some undescribable type of strength. And you know, the top four in this race, all fighting for the championship. The other real title protagonist in Nicholas Palomino came into this race third in the standings, is likely to drop down the order. With only a handful of laps to go, 59% tyre wear for Dav Sanchez. Daddy's going to make it to the end. And there goes Hernandez side by side with Perez. And drops behind even Grace Hunter. And that Aaron McLaren car is going to move up to the podium positions. Meanwhile, Daniel Bogdasarov to the lead in Germany to rub salt in Hyperdrive Racing's wounds. Ryan Burton with the freshest tyres in the top 10 though. Can't count him out. He's only 3 seconds off the lead. And with the exceptional rate of tyre wear today, I think Burton is still very much in the race win talk, as that's contact with the wall. 5-second time penalty for Matthew Hart, who has front wing damage in that 21 car for Team Forsyth. But we head on to now the penultimate lap in Germany. Daniel Bogdasarov going for his third win of the season. Ryan Burton definitely not out of the picture. About to take P3 in front of Grace Hunter. What a lunge! With just supremely fresher tyres. Doesn't even have attack mode though. That's the problem he's got. Meanwhile, Remy LeBeau with attack mode, side by side, going into 4. And now leading again in Germany, having to cut across the apex. Meanwhile, Sanchez moves up into P3. He is throwing everything at the wall and seeing if it's 6. Meanwhile, Bogdasarov, suboptimal line indeed, keeps it in the race as well as that. And he'll have one more lap, one more opportunity going through turn 4 to reclaim the lead of this race. And we've got another yellow flag section. That is Matthew Hart once more. And Queen not involved in that, thankfully. And they go green again to start this, the final lap in Germany. Ryan Burton's soft tyres. He's had a monstrous fight back through the field. He's finally on the back of the AJ Foyt number 97 to try and deny Daniel Bogdasarov of victory. And to try and deny Remy LeBeau of victory. But he's too far back. I don't think Burton can close up going through 4. And that is the major overtaking place. Ryan Burton, can he take second? Can he win as Quee sets the fastest opening sector? Burton still on the back of the AJ Foyt man, who goes off the track. Side by side they go. The fight for second as Grace Hunter has taken P4. Side by side they remain, going through the final sector of the track. Has to hold it round the outside. And he's not done it. The move for second position. Brilliant from Ryan Burton and from Remy LeBeau, who takes his 4th win of the season. Burton his 2nd podium. Grace Hunter a career best finish in P4. Had there been another lap, I personally think a lot of tyres would have gone pop for 1. And Quee with the fastest lap in 15th position of 59.883. Absolutely flying. Vanislav steals that at his home race of 59.8. Well, no full course cautions here today, but still an absolutely epic race. And that's going to set up the title decider quite well. Ocampo took the fastest lap on that final tour of his, but this is your podium. France, Great Britain, France. It's Remy LeBeau who takes his 4th win of the season from Ryan Burton and Daniel Bogdasarov. That's for the rest of the finishes Grace Hunter was fourth from Daf Sanchez and Guillermo Perez. Then it's Charles Hernandez, Vita Alves, Hockenheim and your boy, the top 10 outside of it. The two Andretti's of Francis Austin and Roy Shen, Nicholas Palomino, Oricui, Ruben Inez Garcia, and Dominic Delaslao from James Bonnet, Rose Cleo, Jonathan Singh, Matthew Hart, Matt Bolt, and Sebastian Ocampo. In the driver's standings, 4 points separate the top 3 in the standings. Bogdasarov going for his first ERL championship. Ditto for Daf Sanchez, who's now 1 point back, and Remy LeBoy trying to become the first man to win a championship in both ChampCar and Formula E. And it's Palomino from Guillermo Perez, currently rookie of the season, from Charles Hernandez, and Ryan Burton second in the rookie table. Oricui is 8th from Sebastian Ocampo and Grace Hunter. Then it's Ruben Inez Garcia, the once greatest rookie of the season. Now, if we had a chase for the cup, wouldn't be eligible to make it. James Bonnet is 12th from Ray Shen and Vita Alves in a 3-way tie there. Then it's Versleo, your boy, Matthew Hart, Lam Fong, tied on points with 2 Forsyth men, Hun Lam Phi, Dominic Delaslao, and Francis Austin in the Constructors' Championship, heading into round 12. This is going to be a fun one. Hyperdrive Racing lead the way from Brian Shang Racing and Mission Car Motorsport. Then it's Natalie Racing, AJ Boyd Racing, top 5 from Apex GP and Chip Ganassi Racing. Our McLaren SP is 8th from Team Penske and Team Forsyth. Then it's Andretti Green Racing to round out the constructors' table. Wow. Races 12, 13 and the finale, round 14. We've got there's a Californian doubleheader to round off the season. From all of us here at Sparkplug Motorsport, we hope that we will see you guys next week when the ChampCar World Series returns.
Sparkplug Motorsports thanks you for watching this presentation of the Electric Racing League.